everyone, my name is Kim. I'm just going to make a short video, just something that was on my mind. I wanted to make a video about identical twins. I have, in my family, I have identical twin nieces. They look so much, I mean, you know, they look so much alike. They're just like, two versions of them. And I always get them, their names mixed up with one of them, because they look, they're identical. So they look, identical. So, and I've had problems, remembering, which one is Angelina and which one is Fiona. It's hard to tell them apart. That's how identical they are. They don't have any kind of mark, maybe on their bodies to kind of distinguish, who is who. Anyway, I wanted to talk about, identical twins, or just twins in general. They have this very close and, a symbiotic bond. So this bond is very strong because they share the same DNA. They're wired that way. And, identical twins, my nieces, they're always together, when I see them. I've done also a little bit of research on identical twins, and I've read that, some of them have said that, they are each other's best friends. And that is so true. I would think that would be the same case with my nieces, as identical twins. They enjoy doing things together. They are like their best friends. But they do have different interests, and even though they are identical twins and they share the same DNA, they're going to have their own interests, and personality-wise, I've noticed with my twin nieces is that Fiona is a little bit more outgoing, more extroverted. My other niece, Angelina, she's a little bit more reserved, on the reserve side. Two people that look the same, but, they can have different interests outside their bond. And I know my nieces do. One wants to get into graphic design. She's really interested in that. And that's Angelina. Now, Fiona, I don't know for sure what kind of job or career she wants to get into. Maybe I haven't asked, or she hasn't mentioned it, but but I know that they must have separate friends, that they hang out with. But their bond is strong. At the end of the day, they can't live without each other, because being in the womb together for all of 9 months, they're bonding in the mother's womb too. It's starting with that, and then when they're born, even then too. even as babies, you will see twins, after they're being born, and you will see them actually holding each other's hand. I've seen this before, a long time ago, but I do remember it. And I would imagine my nieces, actually, I do have a picture of my nieces holding hands, when they're newborns. And I just think twins, it's so fascinating. And to have that in my family, my nieces, they're just very fascinating, and I have all these questions in my mind. I'm just really curious about, what it's like for them to be twins. And I would imagine, because I have read that twins, they finish each other's sentences. They just know what one another is thinking about or something, and they finish each other's sentences, because they share the same DNA, and so that affects their brain. So they're going to, and they're also going, because there's is such a strong bond between twins. I think intuitively they know when one is struggling with something, and it's internal. It maybe it's not visible, but twins, they have that symbiotic bond, and I think intuitively they just know when one of them, is struggling with something, or the other one will notice the other twin, like say my twin nieces, say Angelina, she just, intuitively knows that Fiona maybe is struggling with something, and she just knows, and it's fascinating, and like I said, they can finish each other's sentences. They know what each other is thinking about. They know because, they are wired that way. They have the same DNA. And I love my nieces, and they're young adults, and they have, even though they're twins and they have a strong bond, but they have goals or careers or jobs they both want to get into, and it's not the same thing. They have different interests, even though they're identical twins. Anyway, I just wanted to make a video about twins, identical twins. I would imagine fraternal twins would go through the same thing. They have that kind of symbiotic bond that the identical twins have. And I would imagine fraternal twins can finish off each other's sentences too, and can probably intuitively know that their twin brother or sister, if they're going through something, they would just, because fraternal twins also have that kind of strong bond with each other. And so I would imagine too that they would be able to kind of intuitively know what their fraternal twin, whether it's a sister or a brother, what they're thinking about, or they can just pick up that, something, they're going through something, they're struggling with something, but it's not, manifested outwardly. Other people won't know. And it's this strong bond that twins they have with each other, and it's a very different bond, a very different relationship with, you know, uh, with having, you know, a relationship with their parents, you know, or friends. Anyway, I'm getting over time here, but I wanted to mention that I find my nieces fascinating, you know, and I love them. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday, and I will say goodbye.